Turbo looks like it's about to go on another massive run. Just this one day, it's gone up 13%, and in the past 7 days, it's recovered very, very nicely, right? We were all the way down here about a couple of days, 5 days ago, and in these 5 days, we've climbed, basically, we've doubled in price. Now, looking at the market cap, we are once again back into that $400 million range. The 24-hour volume is still very high, right, at about 120 million. A lot of the success of Turbo has to do with its tokenomics, and as you can see, the circulating supply is at 92%, so most of the coins are already out there. There's no cause for concern for future inflation. You can see the max supply, and yeah, overall Turbo right now is doing very well, and it's recovering along with the market, right? It's very nice to see that once the market is slightly turning around, which it is right now, we see Turbo recover very, very well, much better than a lot of your other coins, right? Looking at the market right now, a lot of your other coins are still actually down for the day. But if you look at the top, 100 coins, you can see, right, we still see some red and we see some green as well. But Turbo is one of the top gainers for this week even. Looking at this past week, right, everything is red. Turbo is up almost 40%. That is a good sign to see. Like with all of my videos, I want to cover the technical analysis, right? I want you guys to understand where Turbo could potentially head in the short term, as well as different indicators that tell me, right, where Turbo could potentially head. And I want you guys to kind of see what I'm seeing right now, because a lot of YouTubers don't really do technical analysis, and I'm no expert at it, right? I don't really see myself as an expert, but I know a thing or two, so I want you guys to kind of understand what I understand as well. But what I see from this chart, right, I see multiple areas of support that Turbo has hit and bounced off of, right? So we see this main area right here from about 0.003 all the way to 0.004, right? That was kind of the area that I was targeting, because as you can see here, this was a previous area of support, and we touched that line and bounced back very, very nicely. So it's very nice to see this green area be an area of support for Turbo. And for the future, right, if we do get another dip, look for this green area as kind of that first area of support. Kind of going down, right, into like a more bearish case scenario, right, in case Turbo does fall further, in case, maybe Bitcoin falls back to the 50K range, Turbo could very well fall back to another area of support, which is this, right? This is a very strong area that Turbo has held for multiple months. This was previous resistance, it turned into support. So if Bitcoin has a very, very rocky couple of months ahead, then yeah, maybe Turbo could fall back into this, 10th of a cent range. I don't really see that happening, but hey, you never know. Crypto is a very volatile space. And going back to the daily chart, we have this area of support right here. I don't expect Turbo to fall this far at all, right? Maybe when we eventually, top off and then the bear market starts, maybe this is a place you can look at. But just looking at this Turbo chart for the past couple of months, it is very beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful charts I have ever seen. Just starting all the way back in October, right? We see this gradual staircase pattern, right? We see areas of consolidation, we see weeks of consolidation, and then a giant pump up. All right, we top off and then consolidation, we go down and consolidate, and then boom, retest all-time highs and break all-time highs, and then consolidate once more, and then break all-time highs, and then top off, consolidate even more. That has been the pattern for Turbo for the past, ever since October. So that's been like 7, 8, 9 months now that we've had this staircase pattern, and this staircase pattern will continue for the entirety of the bull run. One thing I want you guys to notice about this Turbo chart is every time we've had this top off and then consolidation, right? Once we retest these all-time highs, we always break them on the first try, which is very, very interesting. Like, we never retest these all-time highs and then fall back lower, retest and fall back lower. Every single time we retest, we end up breaking these all-time highs, which is very interesting, right? You don't really see that with a lot of these meme coins. A lot of times you retest these all-time highs and you keep retesting them, and they never break, and eventually you will break them, but that's probably a couple months into the future. But Turbo has broken these all-time highs consistently, and it's been able to do so at a 100% rate, right? Every single time Turbo retests its all-time high, it always breaks it, which is very interesting. And that's what I want to get at for this most recent area of consolidation that we've had, right? So this most recent area of consolidation has been, just these past couple of weeks, we topped off at around almost a penny. And then we kind of slid all the way down to, a third of a penny. And then now we're all the way back to about half a penny. But if we do retest these all-time highs, then I really do expect that we could potentially break those all-time highs, just considering the history of what's been happening the past couple of months. But if we do get more consolidation below this all-time high, which is what I want to see actually, right? I don't want to see us break these all-time highs just yet because, I want more time to accumulate this coin. I have a good bag, but I definitely want more. This is one of my top plays for the bull run. I want to see this consolidation zone be hit once again because I want this to be strong, right? I want this upside movement to be very, very strong. And for that to happen, we need more consolidation. I think we could still very well break this all-time high though in this run that we're having right here in the next couple of days, right? I think it could very well happen because of Bitcoin. So what is Bitcoin doing right now, right? Is Bitcoin doing anything good? Is Bitcoin doing anything bad? Well, Bitcoin right now is actually doing the opposite of Turbo, right? Turbo right now, as you can see, based on the Turbo charts, Turbo is going up. Turbo is recovering very well, but what is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's actually going down, which is very surprising, right? Usually you expect, right, Bitcoin to go down, and all of your altcoins will also follow. But this tells me that a lot of these altcoins were overextended, right? So this altcoin dip that we had was a little too much, right? People thought Turbo got a little too cheap and they jumped in immediately. And Bitcoin right now is, it's starting to get pretty cheap, right? It's at 64,000. It hit this first area of consolidation that I was talking about. And I believe what happens here will determine what Turbo is going to do, right? So if Bitcoin bounces, let me just draw a little arrow. If Bitcoin bounces off this area of consolidation in the next couple of days or next couple of weeks, we could definitely see another small altcoin rally, right? We could see a lot of these altcoins retest their all-time highs and potentially break their all-time highs, right? If Bitcoin goes back and retests this all-time high area, especially if it breaks the all-time high area, then we can definitely see an early altcoin season. But as long as Bitcoin goes up, we are definitely going to see altcoins go up as well. But if Bitcoin goes down, let's say it consolidates and then it goes down and retests this area, let me just extend this area of consolidation. If Bitcoin goes here, then that could be, a little bit of negative news for altcoins as well, right? You could see your altcoins start slipping once again. Even though Turbo recovered, you could definitely see if that happens to Bitcoin, you could see Turbo go back down into this area of consolidation. That is very likely. Bitcoin is still getting a lot of outflow, but the outflow is slowing down. You can see this dip started about right here on June 10th. You can see outflow, got an inflow, but then outflow, but the outflows are getting much smaller, right? So yesterday, only 105 million total Bitcoin outflow versus, a couple days ago, we had 226 million. So the Bitcoin outflows are getting smaller. There's a lot less selling, right? It's still, I believe this is Fidelity that's selling, but BlackRock, has been actually buying a little bit or just not really doing anything. So it's really just been a couple of places that have been selling. But more than likely, this is just kind of a move to shake out those weak hands. So do not get shaken out during this time. Bitcoin, if it goes lower, right, you're going to see your altcoins go lower. If it goes higher from this point, then you're going to see your altcoins go higher. This is very, very fundamental analysis. And right now we are at a pivotal point, right? We're just at this very important consolidation zone, right? This is going to determine what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. If your altcoins go down, if your altcoins go up, Bitcoin is going to determine that. So what is the long-term price potential for Turbo? Where do I think the potential lies for Turbo? Well, just looking at a quick Fibonacci retracement from the swing high to the swing low, you can see right now the next target is going to be this 1 cent range. If we do break this all-time high right here, I believe we are going to definitely hit this 1.618, so that 1.3 cent area, and potentially to this about 1.9 or 2 cent area. I believe those are definitely going to be those next price targets. And if that happens, right, that is basically what, a 2, 3, 4x from today's price. That is a very, very good upside potential. And yeah, it's definitely an area that I would consider as the next turbo target. And the funny thing is, right now, we are not even near, we're nowhere near the all-time high of turbo, where I eventually could see turbo landing in the peak of the bull run, right? Full euphoria. I think turbo is going to do at least a 20x from today's price at turbo's all-time high. Now, why do I say that? Well, it's because, right, we still have not seen any indication of a fall in Bitcoin dominance, right? We are nowhere near altcoin season yet, which is insane because turbo right now is already doing so well, even without the pressure of Bitcoin dominance going down and your altcoins going up. When altcoin season eventually does happen, right, you're going to see a lot of these altcoins skyrocket like you've never seen before, and turbo, I believe, is going to take the charge. If you want to understand how to make money during this crypto bull market, please watch my video that I made yesterday. In that video, I tell you guys about the 4 things you need to understand that will make you money in crypto, that will almost guarantee you to succeed, right? 99% of people in crypto fail, but you want to be that 1%. And in order to be that 1%, you have to understand these 4 concepts. So I'll leave a card icon on the top for you to check out that video. Let me know if you guys are bullish on turbo. Let me know what other videos you want to see, and I will see you guys in the next one.